Hello, all of you delightful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is DevTales, where we're going to be working on our SCAR system, or Stories and Creatures in Alternate Realities. This system is for playing as Pokemon, Digimon, Monsters from Monster Hunter, and more. And we are joined here today by Matteo Rasu over on his own channel. Definitely go make sure you check him out. He's going to have far more interesting stuff going on over there, as I'm going to be sitting here working on the system and mostly just typing and such. And we also have Renzel over here as well. Just a, cute little kobold on the side.
Yep. Hello, I'm Wenzel.
And
59. Sorry.
Also, we have the system is available for open playtest on our Discord or itch.io. Forgot to mention that. And we're using the TF talkies today, so TF me to your heart's content. Now, Matteo.
Yee!
What is your mistake, Orca? Matteo?
Now, per the term...
Oh, there you go.
Oh, sorry, what's up?
Oh, I was just expecting you to, introduce yourself for the recording and stuff real quick.
Oh, sorry. Hi, I'm Matteo. I'm Matteo. I'm a red panda. I have a degree in computer information systems and have put it to work on Twitch. Come check us out.
Yeah, I noticed you were posting pictures of you taking your GPU apart there, Orca. How bad did it go?
Oh. Why, Orca?
Rank up. Hold the line. This hamlet shall not fall.
Rufus!
Hey, Rufus, thank you very much for that raid. Welcome in. How was your stream? Alright, so we updated teleport last time. There's a towel.
Hello, I'm here now.
Hello.
Hello.
Wasn't really planning on much discussion of stuff until Eric gets here.
Yeah, I figured.
Welcome in, Riv. God, the music in this game slaps. Thank you, Mimic, for giving me an excuse to enjoy this soundtrack again.
Oh yeah, the music of that game is gorgeous. Nice, Rufus. Hey, Asher, Hazelette.
Hey, Azure.
Oh my god. Hi, Lo. Welcome in. And thank you for following again. Where you been all this time? Oh God, oh no, oh dear Lord. Stop, I can't swear yet. Mixed bag. Holidays were rough. Things finally slowing down this past week. Yeah, that's something of a common theme I've noticed. But I hope things get better for you, Will. And I appreciate you greatly for showing up, continuing that sub, and just being part of the community, buddy.
Check
Hope
DMs.
things get better. What's up?
Check DMs.
Can do. Just a second.
Hey, Morrow. Hey, Gib Gab. Hey, Zolitz.
Nixie, thank you for that coin. Understood. Sounds like you're doing your best. Ow. Oh no, I hadn't said hi to Merle yet. Welcome in, Merle. I don't think I had anyways. Definitely hadn't said hi to Zalette. Hi, Zalette. Oh. Welcome in, Sheridan. Just gotta remind yourself that sometimes best doesn't equal 100%, and that's okay. Wise words. Wise words, my man.
Also, I
I'm
do
running-
got. I did. Okay.
Sorry, go ahead. Go on then.
I already said go ahead first. I will outweigh you.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Man just said do it, bottom. Anyways, I'm running normal for this stream. I probably won't. Okay, I can't commit to finishing this game on stream right this second, just cause it's a little different than the things I usually stream. But I mean, hell, if people seem to like it, and I'm just having that much fun with it, absolutely on the table. And honestly, I feel like I could play it at a harder difficulty. Whoa. Although the platforming do be kicking my tail right now. Alright, now go ahead and say what you was gonna say.
I was just gonna ask Gimmon if he really wanted to bring up that topic right now. I will be merciful with this one question. I mean, you haven't answered my question though.
What question? Never mind. That's
Mala,
not for-
no.
Ah.
I'm talking with Sims chat.
Yeah. I see now. Although, how did Taldarius get so adorable?
Now, you can call me adorable, but the rule is always that the others are more adorable than I am. So however adorable you claim me to be, you're admitting that you're more adorable.
These false claims of adorability will need to be researched.
Just be careful about how adorable you call me then. That makes things nice and simple. Very true, Gimmon.
Check DMs, Mario.
Can do. Gives me time to figure out where I'm supposed to be going here. Understood. Pod help. Thank you. Excuse me. There we go. Opening chests. Finding treasure. You know, Mimic, you remarked on, when we were playing Soul Calibur for the first time, you remarked on how similar 2B feels in that game to this one. And I, like, playing this game again, yeah, her combos are exactly the same, right down to which button you were pressing to activate them. That's really cool. I mean, as far as melee attacks, I should say.
Hello there, Ido. Sorry, guys, just, trying to figure out where I was going to start again.
And hi, Ido.
Ido, come here. Let me pet the puppy. Oh, could I have jumped out of this battle arena the whole time? God damn it, that's frustrating.
I mean, Gib-Gab, you didn't have to call me a king, but that's kind of cute, so...
Gib-Gab! Welcome in, Gib-Gab. Oh, look at I do things. Fucking heckin' frickin' didn't say that. Heckin' doing steppies and dancing.
Master?
One moment. Yes, you may, Raharu.
Oh, that was gonna, you know, cover. We're good then.
Hello there. Orca? Thank you for the follow, but also, I thought you already followed me. Weird.
Mario, when you get a sec, please check DMs.
Okay.
Also, now look, Gibia, I didn't say anything else about it except that it was very cute. And it's still very cute.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I think maybe with the dialogue requirements of this game, it may be better for me to pop out, especially since today's going to be Scar Dev and all.
Yeah, have a good one. You're a good
Alright.
boy. Love ya.
Hey, Mario.
Bye, Mario.
Bye.
Sorry, everybody, just... Truth is, I asked Matteo to step out because he couldn't do admin stuff without thoroughly researching, and I wouldn't expect him to just immediately take action on something, but woe popping up was causing me a lot of anxiety.
Oh.
Wait, what happened? What happened?
Will popped up in Mattio's chat.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, the guy made death threats against me. He's gone out of his way encouraging people not to support me because apparently the fact that I get a treat for myself here and there in the form of art means that I have to have $4,000 in my savings account and stuff. He's, like I said, he's made death threats over how I play Squirrel. He got a little too invested in Lost in Chaos, and, yeah, he is very thoroughly banned from ZGF, and this is a guy that his threats I do take seriously. Wostein. I've seen him popping up in many of my circles recently, and it could be coincidence, but I don't think it is. But please, everybody, go support Matteo. He does deserve it. I just had to ask him to step out because Woe being able to hear me and stuff was... I'm shaking.
Yeah.
Zolette, the thing is that he was deciding that Squirrel is me. So he hated Squirrel, therefore, because he decided that Squirrel is me, he hated me.
Yeah. That's. Exactly, Shadow. Exactly.
Yeah.
Sadly, I don't have evidence of the death threats because they were made on voice. Which is part of why I very much have the rule that if I'm going to be doing a serious conversation, I have a third party there. One that can at least corroborate what I am saying. Sadly, those kinds of people are far too common. Like, the number of times I hear about a voice actor being, you know, abused and such on, I mean, it's Twitter, but, you know, Twitter's always toxic, but the amount of times that I've heard about a voice actor being abused because of the actions of their character in a game is ridiculous.
Okay, that happens literally, like, all the time.
Yeah. It's not uncommon for there to be people like that. I just never thought that I would run into that with my community, but, you know, I did. Alright. Happier stuff. Scar Dev. Let's get to it. Well, let's get to the Scar Dev stuff. Where do I want to start? I know, right, Keeman?
Uh,
I guess we could go through like some really low prio stuff if you want. 'Cause it's a low prio, so.
Yeah, let's go take a look at some of it. Item kits are waiting on us to actually come up with items, which is very, very low prio. I think
Yeah,
we
that's
could
like intensive low prio.
Yeah. Lighting, I already know how I'm going to work it out, but it hasn't been that urgent for me to actually write it out. I was honestly just going to copy Pathfinder's system on that.
Yeah, that's fair.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yep.
true, true.
Yeah.
I will say one good one that we could probably discuss is the whole multi-limb thing.
Oh god, do we have to?
Well, I'm gonna say really easy, like, this is gonna be really easy because we literally already have a rule that says regardless of form, everyone can do all of the exact same stuff. So we already have a rule in regards to it, which is you don't get extra benefit.
That's fair. That is very fair, and that has been the foundation, so yeah, we'll just keep that up with... I will go update that section right now.
Yep.
I was at the beginning.
That's why I said this would be an easy one.
Yeah. Okay, figuring out how that rule's gonna work is easy. Figuring out where the hell we said it in the book, maybe not so much. I mean, we do have this one. We have an emphasis on equality with this system. Some suspension of disbelief may be necessary for explaining why your milk blob companion can wield a buster sword. And that's not really that.
Yeah, well, specifically for creative equality, it says every character, regardless of their shape, size, limbs, and so on, are perfectly valid. Any character is able to perform and do the same things as every other character is able to do.
Where is this?
Now, how successful creative equality in Chapter 2 character design.
Ah, okay.
Hi.
Hey.
Nan said you got your computer back.
Yep.
What was wrong with it?
They weren't able to figure it out. It just started working again in the middle of diagnostic.
So it could just go back out.
Yeah, it just could have been just something random.
No, but it could go out again.
Yeah, but if it does within 30 days, I could take it back for free.
How much do they charge it? Charge you for not even diagnosing it?
There's a bench fee, so
How much?
it was like $70.
Not too bad.
Yeah, regardless of
I
if
need
they...
to know the status of your unemployment.
Okay, well, I'll check in a bit. But regardless of if they fix anything or not, the fee is just for
That's
them
fine.
to put it on the bench and look at it.
That's fine. Whatever. I need to know the status of your work.
I think you two can still hear Tal, but I muted him on my side. Let me know when he's back.
I will.
I think he might be using the wrong mic and doesn't realize it. Because I noticed his mic was sounding different. Also, why the heck is... Oh, it's the sunset, okay.
Well then.
Just let me know when to unmute him.
Okay. I think they're gone for now, but just keep it mute for now.
Will do. An annoying hair? Oh, one of those kinds of hairs. Yeah. I get those in my beard sometimes. It's like they're especially, yeah, they're very thick and weird. Alright, so I added on here, this rule does apply to characters with more than the standard amount of limbs, i.e. a character with 4 arms. They are all equal in capability. The only exception to this is in the form of movement types available, but even then, that may be hand-waved by your storyteller, so if you want to play a dog that can fly, your storyteller can approve that. I think that covers this. Oh yeah, Spike is a dog that can fly. I was actually thinking a Vector with that, but yeah, Spike is a good example. No Gib Gab. It is too late to get another talkie icon done.
Master, you can unmute him now.
Have me on the wrong mic.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes, it
I
did.
figured you were on the wrong mic. Hey, Spooky.
Pain and suffering. Sorry about that argument then, for the people who could hear it.
I muted you not long after it started, so.
Okay, cool.
Hi, Raijin.
Yeah, the only people who heard of it are all the people in the voice chat. The voice call, I should say.
I'm still apologizing for the people who could hear that.
You're fine, you're fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
Because I was still just sitting there, just trying to be like, hey, okay, I'll check my email over it. And she's yelling at me not to check my email and to go to someplace else. We go to the someplace else, and it tells me to check my email. And then she tries going, well, when you act shitty to people, they act shitty back. And I'm like, yeah, you started yelling at me over trying to check my email.
I'm sorry, Tao.
Fucking woman. God damn. Anyways, what did I actually miss?
Just that I wrote in, I highlighted the section there. How does that look to you?
Yeah, sure. That looks fine.
I figured the mention about movement types would be fruitful as well.
Yep.
But as is demonstrated by Vector and Spike, you can play a dog that can just fly.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I love that Mike Azure. I was also going to write a note trying to explain the way expertises are meant to work a bit more.
Yep, that should probably just go in the expertise section of...
Yeah. Now, how do I just copy a table? There's an option for delete table.
You could always just try doing Control-C, Control-V, see if it works.
Oh, there we go. That should work. I'm not used to dealing with a table that is only one box. Which, by the way, what do you think of the new note boxes and rules boxes on page 7? It was pointed out to me that you cannot search for what I was using before. Because technically those are considered images.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. It's like the same thing, basically.
Yeah. The only part I don't like is that the rules boxes don't have that nice little curve on the corners, but can't do anything about that.
Yep.
Do remember, Azure, that you will generally want it to be about 6 inches from your mic. Or from your face.
Yep. the only reason why mine isn't that good quality is because I'm using a Mac, and the program doesn't work for Mac, sadly enough.
That sucks.
Yeah. Which I was very surprised, but I shouldn't be.
Well, I suppose we can go ahead and discuss telekin... Oh, right, I was gonna... ADHD moment. I'm sitting here like, okay, let's go work on the... Oh, right, I was gonna go work on this instead.
I know how that feels.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people know how that feels.
Oh, no. I guess we'll keep that there. Oh, by the way, Tao, we did discover something new about Google Docs. If you click on my icon at the top, it'll take you to where I'm at on the sheet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Key discovered that the other day. Very useful.
Yeah.
Do you think that this is a good spot for that, or should we put it somewhere else? I was going to give an example of kind of how expertises influence roles.
You probably should do that. Although if you're going to do that, it should probably be in the same box, or just change it into like an overall paragraph.
Okay, can you not see what I've started writing?
Well, yeah, no, I'm just saying if you're going to write it in there, just make sure it's in the same box.
Oh yeah, it's going to be in this.
Because you said you were thinking about writing a thing for it, but like you didn't say where, so I was just saying,
Yeah, I'm asking if this is a good spot to put it, or if I should put it elsewhere. What you think?
The one thing that I'm thinking of is it's in the correct section. Do we really need it to be a note box? Or should it just be like a normal thing? Like a normal paragraph.
I could go either way. What are your guys, the others here, thought on that? Part of why I was thinking note box is because expertises have definitely been confusing a lot of people. And I wanted to emphasize this explanation. What I'm planning to explain is, I'm going to be using picking somebody's pocket as an example. If you use charming with it, you're kind of getting up close to them, being talkative, trying to just kind of casually get next to them. And so that way, put them off their guard, so that way you can slide your hand into their pocket and take the thing. Whereas if you're using, say, cunning, you might instead be kind of trying to sneak up behind them without them knowing that you're there and pick their pocket that way. The advantage to charming is, well, others are probably not going to notice you doing it. Others that might be in the room probably wouldn't notice you, but that person is definitely going to remember you. And you're probably going to be prime suspect number 1 for, who took it. Whereas with cunning, the individual is not going to be aware, but it's going to be kind of obvious that you are acting a little strange to others that are in the room, as you are just kind of going up behind somebody and reaching around them or whatever. And so others may raise the alarm in the moment. It's kind of that sort of thing. That sort of explanation of how the expertise influences how you're doing the action.
I would actually put it in a box then.
Yeah.
They'll highlight like, oh, this is actually important. I really should read this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go
I was just gonna say that I agree with that.
ahead. Yeah. So I do just want to say that anything that is explanatory or emphasizing of like, hey, bringing attention to this, that should go in a box. But if it's anything actual rules related, the first time it appears should not be in a box.
Agreed.
So, for example, like in this box, it's perfectly good to do it for that. But if you're going to make a mention of it raising or lowering someone's difficulty depending on the circumstance, it should not. That part shouldn't be in the box. That should be elsewhere.
Okay.
At least for a first mention.
I'll put here.
Because I just think, like, as a standard, we should not make the first mention of rules be in a note box.
That's fair. I'll leave just the explanation of the differences in the box and put the other stuff I was thinking of putting in there in the paragraph.
Yeah. Because I think that's a good, standard to keep.
Yes, exactly, Gib Gab. Exactly. Yeah, I'll go ahead and actually put that in there. I know we've mentioned the storyteller being able to give +1 if you use a particular expertise before. I don't remember where, but we're keeping that anyways, so...
Yeah,
Doesn't
well,
hurt to
I think it's in the
remember.
storyteller section.
Probably. Alright.
Gib Gab. Cough, cough, Nova, cough.
To be fair, Nova's ideas themselves are sometimes not dumb. It's just how he goes about it.
You know, I wonder how many elevator influences would there be?
It is hard to remember not to use contractions. I know this is a self-imposed restriction, but it is still something I will complain about. It is hard working within my own limits for my art.
You do know that there are, like... Okay, wait, hold on. Do you want me to, like... Maybe not right now, but do you want me to go through and just mark all of the contractions? Because there's plenty of contractions.
Yes, please. Or just, you know, make them not contractions.
Yeah, okay.
As
'Cause
I
there is a
say
lot of
that,
contractions.
There is one right here, fixed.
If you want to be especially disappointed, now some of these are just possessive apostrophes.
Those are technically not contractions.
Yeah, which is what I'm saying. But you could just Control F, put in an apostrophe, and see how many they are.
No, because possessive is a... That is going to take so much time to sort through all the possessive and contractions.
Well, there's only like 281 apostrophes in here.
Yeah, and Zim has so many pets. He's very possessive.
True. I knew that the possessives didn't count. I was talking about the, you know, some of them would not be possessive. Like, for example, hello there, welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is... Oh, hang on, wrong script. Let's see. Instead of let us see.
I know the
It was
beginning had a lot of that.
Yeah.
The only chapter where I will allow contractions is chapter 9. because the rest of this is written from Greaves' point of view. Chapter 9
Well, yeah.
is going to be written by Scar's point of view.
Yeah. Well, the only other thing is in Greaves' point of view if someone else is saying something.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Game-End, I love how that quote had a contraction in it.
Had two, actually.
Oh yeah, two.
Electric Boogaloo.
He's just quoting someone, so that's fine. I realize that's a bit wordy, so that is. Because that's up, that is up. Oh wait, that was in a section that I wrote a while ago, so it makes sense why there's contractions in there because I wasn't following that rule.
Ah.
This is back before Zim did the whole "only I'm writing in this" thing, so that was an old one. Oh, there's like 4 right here.
Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna make this not a note box, but I am going to use a note box to draw attention to the paragraph.
Fair.
Just because this note box is getting very large.
Yeah,
And it'll
that can
be
happen.
difficult to work with it with the columns and whatnot.
This is the weirdest copy editing I've ever done, by the way.
The weirdest what?
Copy editing.
Oh, having to go in and remove all the contractions?
Yeah.
Okay, Orca. You might want to swap it back to actual paste soon.
Hmm. It's possessive. It does. You're right, he's a lot. Again, weirdest copy editing I have to do. Destroy the apostrophes and contractions.
Just the contractions.
Well, yeah, it's just that in order to uncontraction them, I have to destroy the apostrophe.
Oh yes, Zolette. I very much welcome people going through the document and pointing out things about it. You know, go through it. Point out anything that doesn't make sense or is misleading or needs some better explanation, etc., etc. I need people to do that. Like with the new game, I specifically told people, hey, I could walk you through this, but I need you to go through this on your own and do your best to figure it out. I'll point you where you need to go, but I needed them to go through it on their own so I can make sure that people can understand what I've written on their own. Because I'm not going to be here to explain everything to everybody that's ever going to play this. And getting fresh eyes on this stuff is something that I cannot pass up.
Hey, Arrow.
Ahoy.
Well, since Era's here, I'll go ahead and mark this as in progress and finish it up soon. But hello there, Era.
I'm glad you're here. I can stop doing the weirdest copy editing ever.
Good morning. Buh?
I'm helping Zim remove and eradicate the contractions in the document.
Oh.
And this is like the weirdest copy editing I've ever had to do. It's literally just going through and looking at every apostrophe in this document and going, okay, is this a possessive? It is. Okay, skip.
You could also just control find all and replace all for for common contractions like can't.
I already did that.
Okay. I was gonna say.
Yeah, everything except for Chapter 9 is written from Greaves' perspective. And Greaves does not use contractions. Chapter 9 is written from Scar the Cobalt's perspective, so I'll allow contractions there, but it's a very subtle thing that I know nobody is going to notice later in, you know, when we publish this and such, but it is still important. Ah, yes, Geeman brought up a new quote from Mala. For you,
Okay,
Era.
somebody please explain this. What the fuck?
I don't know. I think it's better without the context.
It's Mala. No explanation needed.
Legend does have a point.
What the hell? I don't get it.
There's nothing to understand. It's Mala.
Fair enough.
So, prior to the stream actually starting, Geeman and Mala were in the chat, and Geeman was doing his whole quote thing. And Mala decided to string together that from the quotes in order to make a story out of them.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense actually.
And
It's important to note also, Mala is this weird fictional race known as British, so whenever they say mummy, they mean mother.
Mom,
No.
mom,
Oh my.
mommy, mommy, mama.
Alright, so one major thing that I did want to discuss. Telekinesis, something that came up last night that I did not think somebody would attempt, but if they have creature uplift, are we going to let them be able to lift themselves up in order to fly? I very much say no.
You could always make it a separate ability.
Oh, we already do have that. It's just its own feat.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have we have a feat for flight, which is why I really don't want to mix the two.
Fair.
I personally say that you just cannot lift yourself with telekinesis, period. You have to remain the anchor for the other, for what you're doing with your telekinesis.
What's the feat?
The feat is flight, I believe, or something. I don't think I moved it to the main dock yet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's flying. It's line 104 on the proposal. But that's for the actual movement type.
Yeah. You know what I might say as a decent thing is, what about just making it a rule that, like, you know, if you do that, you have to be on a solid surface by the end of your turn, otherwise you fall. So, like, what if they could pick, like, let's say there was, like, a 10-foot barrier they were just trying to get over. They use telekinesis to lift themselves up over the barrier and drop themselves back down on the other side. They started on the ground, they ended on the ground, so it's fine. But if they tried to use it to, like, pick themselves up and actually fly with it, or, like, hover for extended periods of time, that doesn't work because at the end of their turn, they'll just fall.
I'd be okay with that. But, like, flying requires storyteller permission, and right now that does... the telekinesis does not, so...
I do think what you were saying with making, like, the anchor for the telekinesis being the character themselves is a good start. Another possibility is there is a... You could potentially say there's a maximum range from the origin point of the anchor for how far you can use telekinesis without it breaking. And then you could, say, utilize something else that's, heavy enough as your anchor point and then be able to lift yourself, but you would still have a limited range on it.
Well, we have
If
already...
that's not too mechanically heavy.
We have already specified that the origin of telekinesis is always from yourself.
Yeah. Also, just on an aside, for the contractions thing, does it matter if it's the title of, like, a feat or something?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I do know that I've used contractions a couple of times
Well,
for
if it's already
specific
specified...
memes, but...
So if it's already specified that the origin point is the character themselves, then that kind of already solves the problem. It just needs to be clarified further that it means you can't lift yourself.
Yeah. Well, I was saying that
Though,
I think
you
it's
know,
fine
what
if they can lift
Taldir is
themselves so
saying
long
is
as they
also
have to
possible.
put themselves back down. Like, they can't extended fly, but they could, like, basically, jump better with it or something.
What are your thoughts on this, Era?
I'm okay with what Teldarius said. I kind of have the hesitation of giving it without the feat, but at the same time, I'm like, you could just give it. It would make sense if they had like a discount to the feat, to either hover or flight, one or the other.
Yeah, but I don't want to codify if you have this, you get a discount on this too much.
Yeah.
Because that's not too good.
It's not conducive.
Yeah.
And flight and hovering and all that stuff are fairly powerful abilities, so I'm a bit torn myself. I think I might just default.
But yeah, so for my recommendation, I think it's fine so long as it's basically just the equivalent of like an expanded pogo, where it's like, they can move themselves, like if there's a ledge, like let's say there's a ledge like 20 feet above them and they have telekinesis up to that range, then yeah, sure, they could lift themselves up there if they have the creature uplift. But they better be able to put themselves back down, because if they can't, then they're just gonna fall. Like, the power isn't a constant, stable one. It's more of like, effectively just... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll just, like, cut out.
What we could do is just say that... We could also say that they require both creature uplift as well as the fling. Or yeet. Was it yeet? Yeah, it was yeet.
I think it was yeet.
Require them to have both of those in order to move themselves. And then it'll be basically described as a controlled yeet.
I mean, I'm fine with that. It was just more of like, because it does make sense for the power, for them to be able to, in a limited fashion, pick themselves up if they have the correct stuff.
Wouldn't it also require 2 purchases of heavy lifting as well? So that you can lift your full bulk capacity?
Do 2 purchases of
no,
heavy
that's
lifting?
capacity. Never mind.
Yeah. I was about to say, for the...
No, I thought it was your full bulk, not your full bulk capacity. Never mind. I'm not seeing a rule. Maybe I'm just missing it, but I'm not seeing a rule for how far you can move things with telekinesis within a round.
That is with the ranges. Short range, medium range, long range.
So if you purchase all three of them, you can move objects an entire long range in one round.
Yes.
No, there is not a specific, like, you know, you get you don't get, like, X damage dice by moving an object X feet.
Well, the only way to damage somebody with this is with the yeet.
Well, here's what I'm saying though. So you have, let's say you have long range and you have 15 attributes. That puts your range at 120 feet, right?
I believe it's 140 actually.
I think it's more than that. Yeah.
5, 10,
But
yeah,
either
140. So you can grab something with telekinesis that's 140 feet in front of you, and then move it to 140 feet behind you in one round.
Provided you have the open space for that, yes.
No. You could move it to yourself in one round. Because you have to go over, you have to go pick it up, and then you can move it 140 feet towards yourself, but you would not be able to move it behind yourself to the other side.
I thought it worked in a different way, so okay.
Well, this is definitely something good to codify then.
Yeah. I will say I'm personally not sold on being able to move things that far that fast. But I guess that's not necessarily awful. 566.
Yeah, it's
So
like
you'd be almost at 100 XP to be able to move yourself like 100 plus feet in a round if we're saying you can move yourself.
which that is far less than what you can do just by getting like a zoomie or two and using a sprint.
Yeah. That's fair then.
I am thinking we will limit it to half of whatever range you have unlocked for moving yourself.
So here's another question for Taldarius's proposal. It's already codified that you can maintain the lift with the quick action every turn. Are we going to codify making lifting yourself an exception to that?
Yes.
I was gonna make that a thing for creature uplift in general. Because
Well, creature uplift, I'm okay with them being able to just keep somebody lifted up with a quick action. If they're unwilling, you're gonna have to make that posed roll every turn. But as far as keeping yourself lifted up, I would say that is an exception. You just it's just you cannot keep yourself lifted up even with a quick action.
Alright, nothing else really comes to mind for me then.
Anything else on your end, Tal?
right now no, but I'm gonna double check when it's actually written out.
Okay.
because wording is important here.
Oh, come on. Nobody actually speaks English, Tal. We all just pretend like we understand what's written on these pages, but it's all some sort of weird foreign made-up language. We all know
I
that.
can't read it. It's made of. It's written in some form of Elvish.
Master.
So what happens if you yeet yourself at an enemy?
You'd probably count as a large or a heavy improvised weapon.
You probably damage yourself as well as the person that you're hitting.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, it does say doing so will do damage to both the object or creature as well as your target. So
I
yeeting
know.
your... Yeah.
I was just making it funny. But now I'm filled with a deep need to play in a tabletop game with Rin so that I can yeet him.
Why?
You're a liquid,
I mean-
you'll be fine. You'll just splash them.
I was about to say, I
Time
think
for
you
uppies,
are
Ren.
you are fairly yeetable most of the time.
Oh my goodness.
Zim, I might need special permission to create a move where I pick up Ren and throw him at the enemy.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, you don't need a move. It's telekinesis right here.
Ren's a dead body. You can just...
Yeah, you don't
That's
really
true. I
need
guess I got
much.
hover. I guess Ren drop is a viable option. I could just go straight up and then over the enemy and drop them.
You know, it's really mean to curse enemies' rolls like that.
Why me?
Just carry around an egg and a dead weasel around with you and just drop the weasel, but not the egg. Don't drop the egg.
Oh my god.
Inflict Ren.
Why? Why?
Pats the Ren.
Don't you love Rain? The Ren, though?
Yeah, I
What?
like him.
No, that is... Ren, we're not engaging in necrophilia here.
I heard that door open from down the hallway and decided to ignore it, knowing full well that Zim was about to kick it open. Just that the handle turned, and I was like, that's a dead rain right there.
That was with all the bravado of Emperor Kuzco just kicking down the door and going boom bam baby.
My poor Rain.
Tomorrow, we'll make a new character tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow's leaving it a little bit late, but
I haven't had time, unfortunately. Then again, Ren has had ample opportunity to come up with
Yeah.
ideas, so it should be a quick process, right?
yeah.
Right.
All right, Zim,
Yeah,
I'm
Rin,
finished.
do you need some help? I can help with ideas.
I've finished Thanos snapping 70-something contractions out of the rules.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Thank you.
72.
So since telekinetic abilities have to have a visible effect, you could just form a trebuchet for Yeet.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you get invisible telekinesis, but, Yes, make a shadowy trebuchet and just launch those rocks at him. Okay, how does that look? I feel like I'm missing something, but I can't think of what. Also, for those that weren't here before, you can actually click on my icon at the top to automatically scroll to where I am in the document.
Oh, cool.
Key discovered that earlier today. Or earlier this week.
Did people not know you could do that?
No.
Oh.
No, I just didn't care because I'm like half the time normally I either know where you guys are working, or if I don't, it's because we're not working at the same time, so. You did clarify you have to start this from a solid surface so you won't have people yeeting themselves mid-air in order to stop fall damage.
Correct.
Can still do it to your allies, though.
Oh yeah, of course.
Ironic. They could save others from not themselves.
Oh, flashbacks to Final Fantasy XIV.
I don't think it needs to be specified, because I think other sections will cover this fine, but this movement would provoke attacks of opportunity, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is under self versus other forces.
I don't think it needs to be specified, but yeah.
I'll go ahead and specify anyways, it doesn't hurt. I won't put in the explanation of why, but there.
Nothing else comes to mind for it. I am just fascinated that you have now created a movement option known as controlled yeet.
I mean, why not?
By the way, everybody, make sure you go check out Raphael. He is artist friend of mine. He is this is going to be another one of those. I'm going to try and get him to affiliate situations. So go over there. Tell him I sent you.
Gabe Gab, this isn't a Sonic game. Aegis control won't work. You don't control the Aegis. For the Aegis, eat you.
Yeet. All right. Anything else with the telekinesis?
So yeah, guys, go over there. Lurk for him. I guess we should, well, actually, with the lifting yourself, do we want that to just be one single action? Or do we want it to be 2 actions?
What is the action cost for eating another person?
Actually, action costs in general with telekinesis, I think, should probably be revisited a little bit.
Currently, if it's not listed, it's standard.
Yeah.
Because I would just match
standard
it.
action.
I would just match it.
Yeah. Because this is just an extension of what you can do with creature uplift when you have both things.
Well,
Effectively.
with this, like, do we want to have them lifting something and them moving it be 2 separate actions? Or do we want them to be able to pick it up and move it in the same action?
I mean, by rules right now, you can pick up stuff and move it at the same time.
Yes, but do we want to keep it that way, or do we want to make it 2 separate things? Like, right, I know what the rules say right now. I'm saying, does that feel balanced?
I mean, if we really want, we could always make it an upgrade, but I definitely think it's a capability that should be had.
What?
What do you mean?
Being able to pick things up and move them at the same time, like with one action. Like, maybe that's an upgrade, but I feel like that's a capability that should be had.
So you're saying you think it should be a standard action and remain as a standard action?
I mean, I think I would say so, because, and this is going off of the thing. Okay, actual first question. Is the movement distance of creature uplift and lifting yourself the same?
No, lifting yourself is half of your purchased ranged. Creature uplift would be full.
In that case, if you're able to move them your full range on a creature uplift, because, like, let's just say with something heavy like this, picking it up is already applying the grapple, and then you would be moving them extra. So if it's all of that, then I would say that it should probably be 2 different actions.
That's kind of what I was thinking, is like, yeah, grapple, yeah, comparing it to grapple, you're already using an action with grapple by uplifting them, and then you're moving them, so... Yeah. Definitely, think it should be a separate action. Which in turn would mean that lifting yourself would be 2 actions.
Is that going to be a thing with just creature uplift, or is that going to be a thing with anything telekinesis related?
I think just for simplicity's sake, it'll be the case with everything. Picking it up would be 1 action, moving it would be a separate action.
I mean, I don't like how completely awful action economy this is, but... Because the thing is that if we're trying to use this for, like, you know, the more... Like, you know, let's say you want telekinesis in order to, you know, be able to do things like... You know, just try and, like, grab some faraway objects and bring them to you, like, for whatever thing, like, you know, like, you know, just for some reason like that. Like, let's say you just want to pull distant objects towards you or something. That would mean that in order to get anything with telekinesis, you need to perform 2 standard actions. And I don't like how garbage that sounds for utilizing telekinesis in something like that.
At the same time, objects typically don't resist being lifted and pulled over.
So I guess if it's a object, they can pick it up and move it. I think if they... Okay. Moving it, we can allow it be... If it's an object, it's just 1 action. If you're trying to yeet it, it will require a second standard action. Because that, you know, that is an actual attack. But otherwise, for creatures, yeah, I will go with 2 actions for that. Because creatures are a bit of a special case there.
Yeah. Because, like, I don't think picking up and moving a creature should be 1 action, but I also don't think that, that, you know, trying to do something as simple as, like, you know, maybe retrieving a thrown weapon as being multiple standard actions. Like, you know, so say someone hucks a spear and wants to get it back. That I feel like that shouldn't be 2 standard actions.
Well, if they're hucking it to do damage, then yes, I
No,
would...
I mean, like, normally they huck it, like, with like, they actually just use the weapon normally, and effectively just try and recall it with some telekinesis. Just getting the weapon back, I feel, should not be 2 standard actions.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, like, they themselves...
bands.
So they themselves throw it and then use their telekinesis to bring it back.
Yeah, basically just ghettoing a, like, returning throwing weapon.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Overall, the cost is still 2 standard actions, it's just, you know... It shouldn't be standard action attack and then you have to spend 2 more standard actions just to get the weapon back.
let's make this another rules box.
Minor note, due to a shared post, no social media should ever be allowed any mathematical equations ever, because they're always wrong.
What?
It was a post of Facebook of 2x equals 4x minus 8, and everybody kept on answering minus 4, and that is not the answer.
Wow.
But it was like 100 comments in a row arguing minus 4, and I'm just like, nah, guys, it's 2.
So many people do not understand the concept of order of operations.
Nope.
That is true.
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Or whatever little, what was it, mnemonic device you learned for it.
Mnemonic.
Well, this one's not even necessarily order of operations. It's just reconfiguring the mathematical equations. That way it comes out to just a number.
Yeah.
But, you know, the reason why people are getting -4 is because they're doing it wrong. They're leaving an empty value on one side. Ugh. Sorry, random complaint. I had to complain about it because Teldarius is here, and I thought he'd be amused by that.
Yeah, the amount of times that I see that people get that wrong, it's just extreme.
Rem.
Alright, there we go. Actions and telekinesis. If you are moving an inanimate object, then you may pick it up and move it up to your full range with only one standard action. If you are lifting a creature, then you need one standard action to lift it, and another to move it. Sound good?
Good to me.
Alright.
Yep.
I so miss our nice rounded corners.
Aww.
Okay, so that is that taken care of. The other thing that we were going to discuss is passive skills.
Yeah. And obviously, this would not take effect when doing literally anything.
Yeah.
The entire point is that it is when you are not doing things. Because we also have a feat for getting automatic successes when doing things.
My initial thoughts on this are following the same idea that we have for evasion and integrity. Just to keep that standard there. Where it would be attribute plus expertise plus skill divided by 2.
Now, I'm going to veto that because the thing is that is higher than one would roll on a standard difficulty on average. You will get more successes off of your passive than you on average will actively doing it.
That is fair, though I'll also point out that 5th edition has it where it is 10 plus your perception.
10 is your average roll in a d20.
Yeah, but that makes it equal to your average. This is making it better than our average.
Fair. So,
And
other
I'm not going
suggestions
to-
then?
I would just say successes equal to your skill rank, or effective skill rank, so that way if you have specialties, it also adds into it. Like, basically, if you have a perception skill of 3, someone needs to roll at least 3 successes on their subterfuge to get past you. Because, initiator wins, but like, let's say you have 2 in perception and a hearing specialty for perception, then, they'd still need a 3, because the specialty bumps up the effective rank by 1.
I mean, that feels low to me.
Well, again, this is just passive, you not doing a damn thing.
Oh yeah, I know. I understand that.
Honestly, I think divide by 3 would be lower than that, wouldn't it? At lower levels?
Let's just use an attribute 10 character. Let's say you just focus on your highest. So, like, let's just say you have a body focused character. They have 4. 4 in body. Let's say they have 2 in an expertise. That's up to 6. Let's say they have 3. That's 9. Divide by 3 is 3 anyway. So it's basically the equivalent of divide by 3. Without them having to do math.
So I do like that, basing it off specifically the skill, so that way you can't have something where you're like, you have 1 dot in something, but you actually have a decent passive in it just because of the expertise and attribute bumping it up so high. If that is a little bit too low, could we perhaps add the attribute scale to the skill?
Maybe, but then that also just starts getting to the point where it's just
For just
attribute
a very
expertise
small
skill
bonus.
divide by 2. Well, because again, this is the successes needed to get past you, for example. So if we do that, that would be in this example again, like, someone has 3 in perception, they're an attribute 10 character, they have 4 in body, 2 in instinct, and 3 in perception. That brings their total to 9. They have 3 in perception. Their attribute scale would be a 2, so that would bring it up to 5. So now we're back to being better than average on actively doing it. And also, legitimately, I think that if you don't have a lot of points in a skill, passively, you probably shouldn't be too good at it.
Yeah, that's part of why I like the idea of not having it tied to the expertise.
Because you could still get this really high if you use things like specialties, for example. Or even just, like, getting a skill to 5, that means that... Let's say you have a maxed out skill. Let's say you get perception to 5, because you want to be really perceptive. 5 divided by 0.4 repeating means that on average, people have to roll 11.25 dice, so let's just say 11 dice, to get past you maybe 50% of the time. So that would be 11 dice on a subterfuge check. Which is achievable, but also, this is...
I think that is a really
passively
good point, since we're saying it's the effective... Since we're saying it's the effective skill, it makes specialties more valuable, too. The things that you specialize in will have a much higher impact on your passive range.
Yeah, and also GibGab says that having it equal to perception skill seems pretty intuitive, seems fitting.
Alright. I'm okay with it being just the skill plus not expertise, specialty.
Whatever the effective skill is. So that way, if you like, let's say you have like a boon item or you have specialties, it can feed into it.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, because the effective skill is the base skill plus whatever modifiers you have to it.
I think we'll make this available to all skills. It probably won't come up much outside of perception or investigation, maybe insight, but
Perception #1 stat.
Yes, it is.
I mean, in our book, we literally point out that, like, what was it, like, perception is love, perception is life, it is the most important stat.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna go read it just because now it's been brought up.
So, here's something to potentially consider. Were there any thoughts within the magic system to potentially have things that would temporarily raise skill? Just as a future-proofing kind of thing.
So, the thing about temporarily raising skills, we are very, very, very cautious about that. Because if we make it so that way you can temporarily increase your skills a lot of the time, then it turns into an arms race of who can get the most effects that temporarily raise the skills, and now they are the Swiss Army knife of everything.
Yeah, so that's why I was asking, because it's, it's obviously not in the moves, but with the magic, I could see there would be cases where if we were taking common magic spells from other systems and trying to apply it to Scar, one interpretation might be that it increases a skill temporarily. But that would quickly get kind of out of hand, especially with passives.
No, absolutely not on that. Temporarily increasing skills is something that is... We are very, very cautious about how exactly we implement that in order to make sure, guaranteed, that it is not just a must-pick-up thing. And I can guarantee you that if you just make it a part of the magic system that you can temporarily increase skills, everyone will go for magic.
Uh, 5e, and what was that one spell?
Guidance.
What?
Guidance.
Yep, guidance.
Yeah.
Guidance myself. Guidance myself. Guidance myself.
I know in Baldur's Gate 3, I am very much regretting removing the cleric from my party because that was half of how I succeed things.
Yeah.
But, that's literally the reason why we're just not doing that.
Guidance. I can replace them.
But that is the exact reason why we refuse to go down this sort of path without making damn well sure that the only point of it was the flexibility and not the fact that you could just be the best at everything. We were very particular with how it worked with the transformation one to make sure that it was not more effective.
Fair.
I cast guidance on myself.
Yeah, guidance is invaluable in BG3.
It's invaluable in 3.5e and in Pathfinder as well.
Yeah.
Because even though they're +1s, they're +1s. The power of 1.
Well, that's literally just on the dice itself, that's still a 5% increase.
Well, guidance is even better because it's a +1d4.
Yeah, in 5e, yes.
Yeah.
In 5e, yeah. But yeah, no, we are not going to be doing that for sure, 100%. There will be no general effects that just let you increase a skill for for a temporary time without it being damn sure that it is not going to be just a must grab thing.
Actually, I think we... Ah, right, subtle shift. We did keep it, we just had it have a very high stability cost.
Yep, and in order to get stability, you need other things, and then in order to get any of that anyway, it's still... It is very, very tightly kept as this is fine. But also, like, you know, the more of these things we have, the easier it's going to be to get into one or two of them and just be like, okay, guys, just let me know what we're rolling beforehand, and I have 5 in it. Gets very close, very easily. At the very least, I will eternally be very particular about it, because I do not want people just getting temp skill raises to ruin this system.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah. It's fair.
Because
But
if you put it in here, someone will use it.
where do we want to put passive skills in the book? Do we want to put it under stat explanations?
Yeah, it should probably go in the in that section.
I guess just do a rules box right after skills. I don't know about making it a paragraph in there, but I mean, it is the first introduction of this, but it is also somewhat standalone from the skills. Yeah, I'm gonna use a... I think a rules box is called for here.
Yeah, rules box is probably good.
As a side note, I remember one of the dumbest things I came up with in 5th edition was a character that had a passive perception of like a 45, which is impressive for 5th edition.
Yeah.
But looking at any other edition of D&D, that's like, oh, you're 3rd level now.
It's just kind of a thing where, yeah, no, it gets pretty ridiculous pretty quickly. At least with this system, with how this works, if you're investing enough to have, like, an almost unbeatable passive perception, you are picking up a lot of specialties, some mastered specialties, like, you know, you have maxed out the skill itself. And at that point, your characters and, like, one of your character's main gimmicks literally is just how perceptive they are.
I posted this in ScarDev earlier, but playing Baldur's Gate 3 and going through the limitations on customizing your character in 5e again has just made me really appreciate the Lego blocks we have in Scar. Even more.
Yeah, that's why I liked 4th edition so much. Every time I would play 5th edition, I would be like, wow, I'm bored. I get to do one thing and then I'm done for a year.
Man, I
That's
wish
my session.
we need to introduce it to 5 or to 3.5
Me?
No, Raijin.
Oh.
I did.
Because he started off on 4E, which is
Arrow, weren't you going to give me like... weren't you going to give me like all of the 3.5 rule books and see what kind of character I could make?
I don't know if I have the capacity to send you all the books. Hold on, let me see how
was
many
that
gigs of
Pathfinder?
that is.
I know
Hey,
I have all
Bruno.
of them somewhere. I just don't know where.
I also have a bunch of the Dragon
I mean-
magazines too.
True.
To be fair, Pathfinder is basically 3.75.
Yeah.
I personally started with 3.0.
Yeah.
Technically, I started off in 1.0, but we're not going to talk about that. 3.36 gigabytes of books.
But
Over on my Dragon magazine.
yeah, I started off.
Is it a real D&D without Thaco?
Fuck Thaco.
I actually liked Thaco, but then again, I also intrinsically understand it in my mind, so.
I did play first and second as well. I just didn't start with those. Those were a thing.
Yes, I remember when Elf was a class.
Yes.
The first game I ever played was AD&D.
I remember when I played it in an AD&D 2E game, and it was
To be
hilarious.
fair, I have.
It was hilarious because I managed to roll a Chevalier, or a Cavalier with 18 in Charisma and a 21 in Comeliness. I basically just played it as Prince Charming from Shrek 2 the entire time.
Ew.
What?
Ew.
It was okay. Look, we had to
be
choose
fair,
meme
I have
characters.
also played a lot of the older roguelikes, like
3.5E was my baby, though.
Yeah. I played it like probably over 100 3.5 games easily. But yeah, no, for the Prince Charming character, we all had to play meme characters and reference characters, so
Ah, that makes sense.
that's why I chose that one, because I was just like, screw it.
See, I could never play a paladin or anything like that in many of the games I played in because I always ended up with that GM that was like, okay, so you're very pious. And I was like, do I have to? I don't wanna.
I should just say, but then they broke apart because 5e sucks.
Do I want to know what 13A is?
13th age.
13th age.
Oh,
13th
that
age.
system. Okay.
Yep.
Which I also had books for, but never got to play.
Aw.
I tried to convince one of my groups for a while to play Das Schwarze Auge with me, or the Black Eye. In fact, in Germany, it's more popular than D&D.
Wow.
Well, it's because it's a German game.
It's a German tabletop game.
Makes sense.
Das Schwarze Auge ist ein Pen-
but
und
yeah, in my
Paper-Rollenspiel.
defense, even though I haven't played a system earlier than 4th edition formally, I've played a ton of roguelikes like NetHack and ADOM and the original Rogue. Like the old roguelikes. And a lot of them utilized mechanics that came from the earlier editions of D&D. So I actually prefer when improving AC meant number went down.
Yeah, I liked Thaco. But then again, I'm weird, so, like, you know.
Alright, so page 26, or you can click my thing in the top. I've written in the passive skills rules box. How does that look?
Be right back really quickly. I need to use the bathroom.
Man, I guess it was so shit he had to go shit on it all over the place.
What?
One thing you might want to put is that this does not represent the minimum amount
Rain,
of success,
you're
successes
spiked,
you
boy,
can
boy.
roll. You just might want to note that it, this does not represent the floor when active. This is just your passive.
How does that look?
This does not have any bearing on when you actually roll. Yeah, sure.
Also, what'd you say to Ren? Right, Jen?
I was just gonna say, Rain, your Spike's boy toy. You should go comfort Spike.
Oh my god.
He's busy being dead, which
Exactly,
actually probably.
I'm dead.
Actually, you know what? Thinking about it, considering that Spike's also dead, maybe that's a plus.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Rain is double dog dead.
Don't worry. Just before he died, he also effectively disowned the only family he knew up until now.
Hey, Ren. I think I know what your next character needs to be. I think it needs
What?
to be a Geodude.
Why?
Thick and heavy, good to throw. And very dense.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Not as dense as Nova, though.
Look, there's
Oh,
dense and then
Nova!
there's black holes. There's a significant difference between the two, and we're not going to put those two in the same room.
So if you put a Geodude in a Trebuchet and Nova in a Trebuchet, Nova wins.
Well, yeah, it's Nova. He always wins.
I'm so looking forward to tomorrow because so many people think Rain's just gonna come back.
Gib Gab, that's what we call a ghost ship.
It's not a plus because one of the ships is dead. I mean, it can be a ship in Bleach now.
The Spike's always been dead. How does this make the ship bad?
that was my point on what just got quoted.
Help! Help!
Anyhow, that ship sank a while ago.
Do you guys want to talk about the potential of the the prepared trait? Preparation, whatever you want to call it?
I'll be right back again really quickly, damn it.
I guess that's a no, guys.
Prepared trait?
In-star suggestions.
Oh, yes, that. Yes, we can absolutely discuss that. No. I'm kidding.
Nice. I see you're practicing for tomorrow. When people are asking if Rain's going to come back to life.
Oh, yes, yeah. Gotta get ready for that.
Big day, big day, big moment. First time someone goes and puts in a thing for Rain getting revived as a game breaking. You look at them and go, no.
I was in the middle of my yawn! God dang it!
I think what people don't realize is Wild Traditions is permadeath too. I think people are missing that Wild Traditions is permadeath too.
No,
Oh my god,
there
they
are...
killed Rain.
Oh yeah, I'm looking for that idea is funny.
It
So
is.
your next character, I think, will definitely be, Kenny.
This can't be happening!
You better get good at speaking through a hoodie, Ren.
You know, Ren, you can't just say no to that idea.
But what's the fun in doing that when instead you could just let the dice ride? No, this is totally not sabotage, considering it's totally not sabotage to tell Rain to just let the dice ride. Not at all.
And yeah, Ren is aware that he can say no to ideas.
I just find it too funny.
I was about to say, would you give him an idea that doesn't involve him breaking in laughter? Then yeah, maybe he'll deny it then.
Ah, fair enough. You actually enjoy dying from laughter.
I thought you would be going down on the Nova Cobalt ship, not the.
I mean, I think that's Gib Gab's OTP at this point, but you know.
Sorry, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Oh, what did Gib Gab say now?
Oh, Gib Gab is still just on the Rain Spike ship.
It's a ghost ship. You're not supposed to be on it, man.
Alrighty though.
But just think, the ghost ship could fly to the sun, and then Gib Gab could finally achieve what they truly want.
Dude, there's rockets for that. Keep off my ship.
Alright, so prepared trait. Or preparation, or whatever you want to call it. That's just what I like.
Charge up. Whatever, yeah.
I don't want to say charge, because that's also maneuver.
Yeah.
That is fair.
We can't use building power.
Yeah, because building power is already a thing. Which is why I settled initially on preparation.
So, obviously it is going to be a negative, which is going to reduce the cost of the move.
Yep.
However, we kind of need to give it well, I guess we don't necessarily have to give it a benefit. It could literally be that, hey, you got to use an extra standard action on this to use it, and there you go.
I kind of like Taldarius's recommendation that you can take it up to 3 times and have it go from 1 standard action to 2 to a full action.
Well, specifically not a full action, because that, like, you know, technically speaking, with feats, like the one that lets you do anything for a full action as a standard action, and that just kind of defeats the purpose a little bit. But
True. I guess we should probably just limit it to 2 standard actions then at most.
maybe. But the thing is that the other bit of spice that we could add to it is have it remove 1 from your used power cap.
I'm definitely feeling... I will definitely say I am feeling like it should, for sure, have some interaction with the power cap.
Yeah.
I don't know if 1 is enough, but...
I was going to say 1 or 2. The reason why I didn't want to go to 2 immediately is because, technically speaking, you can make it so that way the actual usage of the move is on a quick action, and you just have to charge it up with a bunch of standards. But I also see the point of making it 2. It was just more out of consideration and me just wanting to go, okay, well, I'm going to propose this as, like, you know, the low ball first.
I'm...
And I was sitting here going, why don't we just add an additional thing like exhaustion at the minus 20 EXP and just be like, it takes an extra action.
Well, the other thing to consider here is we also need to make it distinct from a full action move.
Yeah.
Because as it stands, your suggestion is it's basically just a weaker version of a full action move.
Well, because you can also have a prepared, something that has like prepared 3 on a full action move. That this is not limited specifically to standard actions. You could put this trait, like a bunch of it, on a standard on a full action move, because the final cost of the move is what you have to spend in order to trigger and activate, as opposed to whatever the buildup is. And the caps are based off of whatever the final trigger is. At least, like, the initial caps, like XP and power before the discount and the potential power cap fuckery with this. So there is a very big effective difference. Now, obviously, if you're doing something like you put it on a quick action and you have it have prepared 2, you are effectively making a bootleg full action, except you can also split up the action cost between multiple rounds. I guess I should say bootleg full action with, kind of bad XP and power cap. But, now you can spread out the cost. So, let's say you don't have a good use for a standard action on a specific turn. You could just go, okay, I'm just gonna start preparing this, this move, whatever it is.
Excuse the joke, but I'm charging my laser.
I'm charging up my laser, yeah. But you see the value proposition here, right?
I do. What I am thinking, just kind of off the top of my head, is it allows you to move it to the next power cap level. So if you put it on a quick action, you can make it equal to a standard action for power. The action cost would go into... with this, I'm thinking you could only apply it once to a move. I am thinking that it probably will not actually be a negative, though, in that case, and instead have a cost. Because while it does mean that your next turn you're going to have one less action, it is a major boon.
Okay, well, that's cool, but I do want to put in a negative that is not explicitly either sacrificing something like health and exhaustion or putting a debuff on yourself that lingers. Because that was supposed to be the point of a trait like this, which is it being a negative that you put on something in order to bring down the cost in exchange for giving up action economy. So we can consider that other thing for another trait, because it is a cool idea for a trait. It's just that I don't want to... This is specifically something that I also wanted for it being a negative.
I don't think this is the right route. We could make a... What we could do is that the first purchase of it would be a negative. It just simply means, okay, no other effects, it costs a standard action on your next turn to use it. Plain, simple, to the point. And that version would be a negative. However, then if you repurchase it, it would have a cost to it that would then do what I was proposing.
So you want it to be a cooldown, not a charge up.
Could be charge up, could be cooldown. Either way.
Porking that one of each. Because a cooldown works effectively differently than a charge up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we
A charge lets you alpha strike. A charge, you have to build up. A cooldown, you could just alpha strike, front load, and then be weaker after.
We could put both of those in. Two separate things. They would be, at least for the upgraded version, they would be mutually exclusive. Mostly because I don't want to deal with, you know, somebody being like, you know, I have both of this, and so now my XP and power cap is quadruple, or I'm just throwing out random numbers, but you know.
Well, yeah. Which was also something that I wanted to say, because I also didn't like the idea of it doubling, because, for example, if you did that, what it would do is it would let you use any full action move effectively for 2 standard actions, and you don't have to use those 2 standard actions on the same turn.
Yeah, initially when I was thinking of it, I was literally just thinking keeping it as basic as it's a negative 20 XP or something like that, and you just need to give up a standard action to build up the power you need to use it. That way we could keep it simple.
Probably not minus 20, maybe like a minus 15 or something, but, you know, that way it fits nicely into a lot of our scaling. But I'm fine with having something that plays around with it, but I do want to have a version that is negative, specifically so that way people can sacrifice action economy for XP and all of that in order to, like, utilize things.
And you could also rule that they can only have one or the other. They can't have both.
Well, yeah. But I also don't know how I feel about it limiting to just one. If its entire purpose is, like, for the negative. Because, again, like, if it's limited to just one, then it doesn't let you do something like, you know, have a move that you have to charge up and prepare for a while, and then, like, you get to utilize it, and it has, like, all these benefits to it. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about it being limited to just one, like, as in one rank of any. I don't feel like this should be capped, because, like, if you want to have prepared 5 on it and have to spend 5 standard actions in order to charge up this thing, then, like, you know, go ahead. Like, you are actively making this choice. I am fine putting in, like, a positive version that lets you play with power cap and all that, but
That might take a little rebalancing consideration.
yeah.
So maybe
at least
for now we just put in the
like,
2 simple versions of recharge and charge, or preparation and reparation. Because I believe that's the proper word.
We could call them warm up and cool down.
Yeah, sure.
Even though I'd love to look a player in the eyes and say, now you have to pay your reparation with your actions.
You could do that anyway. You could do that at any point.
True. And then maybe
I think these should be 15. What about you guys?
I'm okay with 15.
It fits nicely, and it's also half of an amp.
And then next time we can sit down and consider the mathematics needed for a cap boosts system.
Yeah.
We could call the cap boost overcharge.
No, because we've got vigor overcharge.
Here I thought I was being smart, but I was actually being stupid.
Alright. Raharu, you there?
Yes.
Go ahead and make notes of that. Warm up, cool down, minus 15 XP cost, maybe repurchased. Costs a standard action to use.
Got it.
All right. Another thing that I did want to discuss, the main reason that we moved to doing the, first and third day of the month for dev sessions was in order to accommodate DAH. But we kept having a lot of confusion on when we were starting, and then Zerda's schedule kept changing, and he'd have to delay it anyways, so we moved that to when we did. So do we want to go back to weekly meetings? I would like to. And, we can always just be like, we don't really have much to discuss. We'll just not do it this week or something. But at least plan for doing it every week.
I will say one of the nice things about having it every other week is it was falling on weeks when I don't run on Fridays. So I was able to get additional sleep.
Also, specifically, I thought it was first and third.
It was specifically first and third.
Because the thing is that on months like this where there's 5, it would just, oh, hey, there's extra week. But I'd say that, maybe a month ago, if you asked me, I would have been fine trying to swap back. But, yeah, no, because we were locked in, this was our dev schedule. I kind of already started filling at least some days with things. So maybe could show up if we have them regularly, maybe can't.
In that case, at least give responses when I ask things, because, the telekinesis is something that I wanted to get straightened out for the next update. And I know in the past when I've asked for opinions on things in the Scar Dev channel, I have not gotten responses from everybody.
Well, please remember I work a full-time job still.
Also, I think because I think because a lot of the time it's also like, oh, okay, I'll keep this in mind for our next dev session. And think it over for then. Because that's what I do a lot of the time.
Well, if I'm
thinking,
putting...
I'd go, yeah.
If I'm putting it in there, it's something that I think should be addressed sooner than that.
Oh, okay.
If it's something that I think can wait for the next dev session, or we're going to have one soon, that's when I put it on the to-do list on the doc.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I'll discuss it immediately. On other times I'll just be like, yeah, I'll just wait. So, yeah, I'll just, habitually always respond then.
Okay. Because, yeah, sometimes I have a thing that comes up while I'm working on it, and it's like, crap, we didn't go over this.
Dang.
And I'm working on the next update, and this seems, I need to get this addressed. But otherwise, I think I'm good on discussion stuff. Definitely, I know weapons definitely still need to be revisited.
Oh, well, I have good news for you because I finished responding to literally every single item on the primeval weapons proposal.
We'll be doing cleanup later on it.
Yep.
Well, that is something that it's all well and good, but I think getting the basis of them figured out is.
Well,
something
yeah,
need to
but
do
we
first.
have the base numbers, and then we have the proposed primeval weapons, which means technically speaking, we have the start and the end, which makes everything a lot easier.
Fair.
Because then we can keep in mind everything that we make of how it interacts with not only the base numbers, but also how it interacts with the final primeval abilities.
Me and Tal will probably have the primeval stuff done sometime under a Tuesday, and then we'll be able to tackle the stuff in the middle.
All right.
Because he wrote a lot of stuff, and I started to respond, and I was like, nah, I want to call this.
Yeah, I also kind of on some of them responded to your responses.
Yeah, I didn't exactly fill out full-on responses either. I was kind of just doing it on the side, and then I was like, I don't have the time or energy for this with work right now. So we'll meet up.
Yep.
I know for me
I only
on
did it for
Monday, I need to go do some tax stuff. Ugh. As of right now, I'm planning to take Monday off. Probably put in the last bit of what we've discussed so far for this month's update. I'll do the taxes first, then the Scar Dev update. And get that pushed out.
Taxes, yay!
Yay!
Yeah, I get to see my tax lady again and give her all my money. To have her tell me that the government's giving me nothing.
I wish so much I could find somebody willing to do that for me. I have tried. But I cannot find a tax professional willing to tackle my unique situation.
Aww.
So I have to figure it all out.
And your brain goes melted.
It typically takes me about 12 hours to get through it all.
So very mush.
Yes.
Yeah, no, after I bought the house, I started refusing to do my own taxes again because I got the Twitch thing and I got other things going, and it's just like, no. Here are all these forms I've got, and there's 30 of them. Go. I will sit here and watch. No, please do not explain what's going on. Just do the thing and say that you've entered the paperwork, and I'll put it back in my folder. Thank you.
Right. I forgot to do Twitch one too. Ah.
Yes, you do need to report your Twitch income.
And your tips.
I forgot about that.
Even though technically tipping is not taxable, you still have to put it in your taxes.
Fun.
And then any savings accounts you have, because you got your 1099G and your 1010 or 1099 INT.
I gotta send
I got
off
some
some
more to
1099 something alphabet soup to my artists and storytellers.
And there's W4s.
Oh, I don't have any of those.
And W2s.
Or those.
And then I got to go through my PayPal history and figure out anything that I technically purchased on PayPal that would be for my Twitch business. And then I got to go through all my receipts in my drawer and see what improvements I made in the house. Because I have a tenant, I can technically claim any house or home improvement projects against his rent.
That's just mean, Geemond.
What? What did you mean say?
Geeman said a quote for taxes, and the quote bot, of course, being sentient, says, "Grow a pair, either between your legs or on your chest. Doesn't matter where."
Wow.
Like wild traditions.
Wow.
Twitchbot, why? Why do you hate us?
Doesn't hate us. It's just sentient.
Oh, can I? Oh my god. My brain is already melting.
Rub your brain. Yeah, it's almost time for that anomaly hunters.
Yep.
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 I'm looking forward to it.
This would probably be a good place for you to end this. Zim.
Well, I mean, nobody's gathered up yet. I mean, I guess 4 of us are here in voice, but...
Ido said he'd be late.
Yeah, see, if I remember correctly, Ado said he'd be late, so...
Well, let me ask if Zerd is ready. Well, I asked him if he was ready, and he said ARF. So, I guess
Well,
he's been
consider-
TF'd, so...
I mean, he is also a puppy though, so you know.
Yeah.
Does Zerdo stream?
Sometimes?
Hmm.
But, either way...
To be fair, I say ARF sometimes.
Duke. Chi. Wah.
Yep.
Rar?
But yeah, thank you everybody for joining us today for this DevTales session. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They are on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, grabbing some art from one of the artists that I manage for, or by using our Humble Bundle partner link. But for now, thank you so much for joining, everyone, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Bye bye.
Better, everyone.